Hey everybody, it's Taki117 here, back with StarQuest. We are on approach to our Gina target vehicle, and I've already set up to execute a maneuver that should bring us into fairly close proximity when we get there. It's about 8 minutes away, so we're just going to fast forward a little bit. Watch as we chase it. Now I'm going to try to do this docking on the day side of the planet. Of course, I make no promises with any of that. Here we go. For 3 kilometers, 2 kilometers. $200 I hope I have enough fuel. Looks like I do, yes. Good. 500 kilometers away, or 500 meters away rather. Just enough fuel to complete that maneuver. I'm going to go ahead and shut down that engine. I'm actually going to point to target relative retrograde. Or, no, I'm going to point to target positive. And we're just going to kind of wait here. Let's zero out our target velocity here. I'm just going to warp around to the day side of the planet so you guys can actually see what's going on here. I'm moving slowly away from my target, but that's okay. So I can always adjust as needed. Now you can see my RCS isn't exactly aligned. That's okay. I will have to be mindful of it, you know, when we get closer. As we get closer, at 900 meters. This is plenty of distance to start our docking. We're almost over the horizon, I think. 1 kilometer separation. I'm going to start closing the distance here. And here we go, we're on the day side now, so I can really start this docking right. Okay. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to start closing in about 5 meters a second. I'll soon bring up the docking alignment indicator. So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up sliding past this vehicle. Or rather, I'm going to end up sliding past my target and spinning around. Well, let's close a little faster. Let's close it. About 6.5 meters a second. Sounds good. Still 100 meters away. You can see the cigar shape there. See it, now we're coming around and I am quickly trying to arrest my orbit. I'm moving away, which is good. I'm going to extend my docking guide. Alright, here we go. Turn that off. I'm actually going to set it to kill my rotation. Nope, I'm going to turn it off. And now I'm just going to use my docking alignment indicator here. Now the big orange one is my ship. The small yellow one is my thrust vector. And the green lines are my orientation relative to the docking port. And the little orange one up top is my rotation. So I'm actually having to fight on the 3 axes here. And because of that little rotation in my ship from the RCS, I'm having to constantly realign. Alright, let's move forward some more. And I'm mostly aligned. Alright, here we go. You can see my docking alignment guide poking up there. Ooh, too far. And that actually aligns with a notch on my docking port. See that notch? Sort of see it there. Approaching at 1¼ meters a second. There we go. There you can see the notch. And there's my alignment guide. And there we go. Successfully docked our... Turn that off now. We successfully docked our spacecraft with our Agena target module. We are going to transfer some fuel so we have enough to get back. It's going to take everything we can from here. Also going to transfer some of that delicious monopropellant. Transfer some of that in. And we're going to go ahead and start our fuel cell. Actually, it's probably time for us to go home. We've successfully completed our docking. We are going to do a crew report. Nope, don't need a crew report. But we are going to undock. Back away, and we're going to retract our docking guide. Don't need it anymore. While we're here, our engineer, Bill, is going to do an EVA, which was actually something that was done during the do an EVA before here. Before getting back on board, but then an EVA was done on a Gemini mission. We're going to go orbit retrograde. We are going to go ahead. Lots of daylight left, so we're going to go ahead and come home. Okay. We are now on our way home. And then, of course, the Gemini capsule also has a built-in heat shield. Fall quite nicely, actually. Beautiful view here. We are generating some electric charge, not a whole lot, but it's enough. Alright, so we're going to turn our RCS off, turn that off, turn our RCS off. There goes our service module. It will burn up in the atmosphere. We're going to keep this aerodynamic nose cone on. See it's catching atmosphere there. Oh dear. Whew, that is the closest I ever want to be to a piece of debris. It is slowing down faster than us. Naturally it passes by us. There's Mars and Venus there. But there for a second I thought it was actually going to hit us. There we go, we're starting to actually slow down. Compressing the air, again, built-in heat shield there. Coming down quite nicely, still pointing mostly retrograde. Again, don't want to get rid of our aerodynamic docking cap yet. Now, the actual Gemini Aegina missions did several experiments, one of which was they actually attached a tether to the Aegina spacecraft and did a sort of microgravity experiment where they tried to generate some gravity by tumbling the two spacecraft around a center point, which they did quite nicely. Now falling through the atmosphere, going Mach 6.25, but we are slowing down. Our heat shield is ablating away, doing exactly what it's supposed to. See, the rate of decrease is speeding up considerably. Now, of course, in actuality, NASA plans out these missions very carefully. They do tons of planning, determining, where they need to start their burn to come down where they want to within a certain number of miles. I just don't care enough. Kerbals can recover vessels anywhere in the world. That looks like some sort of landmass, maybe. Where are we? Oh, coming down. I'm not sure where we are. Not a big deal. Alright, so now that we've ablated most of... Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. So my parachute's deployed early. I am subsonic. Deployed very early. They should not have deployed that early. Oh dear. I have Bill take the data. I was hoping I could repack the parachutes, but apparently that's not going to happen. Oh no. Oh no. He's in a free fall. Does not have a parachute. We've lost both kerbals on that mission. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Both of our kerbals have perished. This is horrible. Oh no. And so, unperturbed by the recent loss of 2 of their Kerbal astronauts, our intrepid Kerbals carry on and shoot for the moon. At least that's what this rocket looks like it's doing. It seems to have enough power to get there, if nothing else. And lift off. Yo. We climb slowly into the air. Very slowly into the air, but that's okay. Our guidance system is not going to function. At least not for this initial first stage, which is unfortunate, but nope, our guidance system is non-functional. So this rocket will be flown manually, unfortunately. I do have about 2.5 minutes of burn time. I don't think I'll need all of that. We're still hitting our marks. Sending quite nicely. See our space center there dwindling. Ascend through the clouds. This rocket seems stable enough to perform an actual gravity turn. So I'm no longer touching any of the controls. Which may not be a good idea. And SAS is actually off. Alright, I'm just gonna stop it right there. Seems like enough. 30 degrees at 17 kilometers is plenty. Again, we're getting that shock wave at the front, which our nose cone here, our fairing is helping to cut through, making our ascent a little more efficient. Hopefully nothing explodes. That is my worst fear, is something on these rockets exploding. It really is. So far so good, nothing was obviously heating up. A little bit of heat there on what looks like a fuel tank. We're getting heating in various places. Nothing too serious at the moment. Oh, it looks like something is starting to burn. Hopefully that ceases here shortly. Looks like our second stage fuel tank. Does at least look like it has stopped for the moment. Okay. Deploy our second stage and our payload here. Go ahead and activate our solar panel so we can get some power. Our second stage fuel tank is starting to cool off, which is good. We want to circularize at apoapsis. There we go. Looks like our guidance computer has taken control now. Go ahead ahead and activate our antenna. Our second stage fuel tank is still a little warm. That's okay. We are in space now, and it will eventually radiate that heat. There we go. It looks like my staging has gotten screwed up somehow. That's okay. Our engine is heating up a little bit. It's not overheating. It just looks like we're having some trouble radiating that heat that we picked up in the atmosphere. Now this one is destined for the moon, but I have a feeling what's the point? Prograde. That works well enough. Alright, so I'm now going to match planes with my target. That's just unfortunate. See if I can transfer to my target. I might be able to pull it off here. There we go. Ooh. Proof that the computer is not always right. We're going to execute that node. And there we go, our ship is finally cooled down enough. I do have this transfer stage here. It looks like we're going to have to use that for this transfer. Now, of course, my spacecraft does have small lander engines on it. Those are specifically for landing on the moon, not transferring. Now, I don't like leaving. Ooh, this is going to be close. So neither of these two engines have alternators on them. I'm quickly running out of electric charge. deactivate my antenna, and that seems to correct the problem. It's a rather violent staging event, but to be fair, I did activate my engine as soon as I staged instead of giving the momentary coast like I normally do. We are now going to point retrograde to get some of that beautiful, beautiful sun. There we go, and now I can activate my antenna again. So I am generating plenty of power now. And I will in fact encounter the moon. Eventually at some point. It's gonna be a while. I mean, there it is, right over there. Well, spacecraft is designed to land on the moon, however, whether it does or not remains to be seen. I only have to impact it for my contract. So we'll see how it goes. Am I going to lose the sun? Just momentarily. So now I'm going to actually point towards the sun. Slew around a little bit. Yeah, we're now pointing at the sun. Mostly. So, I think that's it for this episode. I'm Tahi117, and remember, it's only rocket science.